Good morning, my kindergarten friends. How is everyone doing today? I hope you had a nice weekend, and I hope you had a wonderful day with your moms yesterday. I know I had a wonderful time with my children, so I hope that you had a wonderful time with your moms. Well, we're here for a math lesson, and that means we're going to start with our calendar. So here's our calendar for today. And here we go. I'm going to put my finger on the last number and I move my finger up. The calendar tells me that today is Monday. See, when I start here and I go straight up, I come to Monday. And that means that yesterday was Sunday. Today is Monday, and that means tomorrow will be Tuesday. So let's get out our notebooks and write that in our notebooks today. I'll get my whiteboard and you get your notebook. And we're going to write Monday. Monday starts with M. And what kind of M? For the day of a week, it's the name of something? Oh, you're right. It's uppercase M. So Monday, uppercase M. And all the rest of the letters are lowercase. Monday. Everybody write Monday in your notebook. M-O-N-D-A-Y. Monday, May, also starts with that's the M. And again, this is the name of our month. So what kind of M? An uppercase M. Another uppercase M. Monday, May. That one doesn't take too long. M-A-Y. May 11th, 2020. Today is Monday, May 11th, 2020. Is everybody getting that written down in their notebook? All righty, let's check out our pattern. I'm thinking we might have a pattern by now if we're all the way up to May 11th. Let's check it out. So here's the calendar. Say the pattern with me. Pink, pink, green, green. Pink, pink, green, green. Pink, pink, green. What kind of pattern is this? This is an AABB, AABB, AABB pattern. Pink, pink are the A's. Green, green are the B's. Pink, pink are the A's. Green, green are the B's. Pink, pink are the A's. One B. So what will be up tomorrow? Who has a prediction? What color will the number be tomorrow? Can anybody type in the bar and tell me what it'll be tomorrow? Will it be pink or will it be green? I'm watching the chat box. Yes, I see a lot of you know it. Tomorrow will be green. We had one green today, so tomorrow, good job, friends that answered. Tomorrow the number will be green to complete our AABB pattern. Nice job. Now, I keep forgetting to sing our song, so I'm going to be sure to sing that with you today. And I want you to sing with me. Let's sing the days first. Are you ready? Sing along. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm sorry, I messed up, didn't I? I didn't start with Sunday. I started with Monday. Let's start again. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We got it that time. I hope you sang with me. Now let's sing the months of the year. January, February, March, and April, May, June, July, and August, September, October, November, and December. These are the months of the year. Good job. All righty. Well, this week in math, we're going to start learning about three-dimensional shapes. So let's look at our goal. Our goal for today says students, raise your hand if you're a student. Yes, that's all of you. Students will identify three-dimensional shapes. And what we're going to identify today, we're going to find cubes and we're going to find spheres. We're just going to work on those two today, cubes and spheres. But let's first talk about what a three-dimensional shape is. Well, we learned about two-dimensional shapes. I think you learned about them in preschool, and I know in my class we worked on them in the fall, in the very beginning of kindergarten, and we've seen them throughout the year. Two-dimensional shapes are shapes that are flat. They don't take up space. They're flat like this. Here's a two-dimensional shape. Here's a two-dimensional shape. It's flat. These two-dimensional shapes are made out of cardboard. They're flat. They don't take up space. So let's look at this two-dimensional shape. Who knows what this one is? Write it in the chat box. This is a two-dimensional shape. It has four straight sides that are all the same. They're the same length. And it has four vertices, which are corners. Remember, vertices are corners? Somebody type it in the chat box. What two-dimensional shape is this? You guys know it. Yes, Ken typed it in. Good job, lots of you. This is a square. And it's a two-dimensional shape because it doesn't take up any space. It's just flat. How about this two-dimensional shape? I made it on a cereal box. It doesn't have any straight sides. It's just round. No straight sides and no vertices. It's just round. But it's two-dimensional because it's flat. It doesn't take up space. What shape is this? Type it on the chat box. Yes, everybody, good job. This is a circle. No straight sides and no vertices. All right, let's look at the next one. What shape is this? I also did this on a cereal box. But you can see from this side, this is a two-dimensional straight shape with three straight sides and three vertices. What two-dimensional shape is this? Type it in the chat box. You got it. I see lots of answers coming up. Triangle. We know triangles have three straight sides and three vertices. Vertices, remember, are corners. And this one, I used this on the calendar, didn't I? What shape is this? It has four straight sides. I know a square has four straight sides, but this is different because two of the sides are long and two of the sides are short. And even if I turn it this way, two of the sides are long and two of the sides are short. So this two-dimensional shape is called what? Oh, great. I see lots of good answers. Rectangle. And again, it's two-dimensional. It doesn't take up space. So I just showed you four two-dimensional shapes, but our goal says we're going to start working with three-dimensional shapes. So let's find out what three-dimensional shapes do. What makes them different than two-dimensional shapes? Well, three-dimensional shapes take up space. Do you see how this is not flat? When I hold it, it takes up space. There's space between my hands, and that makes it three-dimensional. This is a three-dimensional shape. It takes up space. Okay, when I hold it in my hands, it's not flat. Let me find some more three-dimensional shapes. This is a three-dimensional shape. Do you see it takes up space? It's not flat, so it's three-dimensional, not two-dimensional. And what others do I have in here? This is a three-dimensional shape. It takes up space between my fingers. It's not flat. So shapes that are not flat, shapes that take up space are three-dimensional shapes. Shapes that are flat are two-dimensional shapes. So type it in the chat box. Three-dimensional shapes do what? They take up, put the last word in the chat box. Three-dimensional shapes take up, Don't see any answers. What do they take up? Yes, they take up space. There we go. Three-dimensional shapes take up space. Two-dimensional shapes are, type it in the box, type it in the chat box. Two-dimensional shapes are just flat. Good job. Two-dimensional shapes are flat. So the first three-dimensional shape that we're going to look at today is this one. And this one is called a sphere. Sphere. It kind of has an interesting beginning. Let me get my board. This one is a sphere, and it's S and then PH that makes the sound, E-R-E. I want you to write sphere in your notebook. Can you do that for me? I'll write it bigger. S-P-H-E-R-E. A sphere. And let's talk about a sphere. What makes a shape a sphere? Well, I see a two-dimensional shape on the sphere that I recognize. A sphere has the shape of a square on it. But because this takes up space, it actually has 6 flat sides. So let's count them. 1, 2, one back here, 3, 4, and then on the sides, 5, 6. So a sphere has 6 flat sides. And you can see this the shape of a square on a sphere. The other thing about a sphere is that it doesn't roll very well. If I wanted to play rolling ball between me and a friend, if we sat on the floor and we wanted to roll this back and forth, we'd probably have a little bit of trouble because the straight sides would keep making it stop. So a sphere doesn't roll very well, but a sphere can stack. If I have lots of spheres, I can stack them up because they have straight sides. Okay, so that is a sphere. I'm going to hold up the shapes on the chat box. If it's a, I'm sorry, I've been saying sphere the whole time, and we've been talking about a cube. Boy, it's Monday morning. Mrs. Kindness doesn't have it together. This is not a sphere. This is a cube. I've been saying sphere, and this is actually a cube. The first shape I'm teaching you about is a cube, and a cube has 6 flat sides, and a cube doesn't roll very well, and a cube has the shape of a square on it, and a cube can stack up. This is a cube. Silly me, my goodness gracious. Monday morning, I didn't have it together. It's a cube. So I'm going to hold up some shapes. If it's yes, a cube, I want you to put a Y on the chat box. If no, it's not a cube, type in an N. So let's start. Is this a cube? Type in yes or Y for yes. Yes, it's a cube. Or N for no, not it's a cube. It's not a cube. Is this a cube? Good. We should be typing N. This is not a cube. Is this a cube? Type Y for yes or N for no. Good. This is not a cube. Is this a cube? Yes, this is the one I mixed up in the beginning. This is a cube. Yes, it is. This is a cube. How about this? Is this a cube? Right. This one is not a cube. Not a cube. How about, oh, I have a dice from school. A dice that you use with a board game. Is it a cube? Yes, this is a cube. Friends, I love the way I'm seeing your answers on the chat box. How about a ping pong ball? Is a ping pong ball a cube? No, this is not a cube. It does not have straight sides. It doesn't have flat sides. And let's try one more. Here's a block that babies can play with. Is this a cube? Yes, a baby's block with the alphabet on it. It's a cube. So again, let's look at these cubes. I've got 3 of them. Cubes can stack up, okay? They have 6 flat sides. You see the shape of a square. They don't roll very well because their flat side gets caught on the ground, and cubes can stack up. So these are all cubes. Okay. The other shape I said we would talk about today is called a sphere. So this one is a sphere. I'm not mixed up now. A sphere is round. It does not have flat sides. Which two-dimensional shape does a sphere remind you of? The cube reminded me of a square because I saw a square on the cube. But the sphere reminds me of what? Which two-dimensional shape? It doesn't have flat sides. So what does this remind you of? Type it in the chat box. Does it remind you of a circle? Yeah, it reminds us of a circle for a two-dimensional shape. But a sphere is round. It has no flat sides. And if you were going to play Roll-Y between you and a friend and you were going to sit across from each other, you could roll this across the floor very nicely. You could roll it back and forth. So a sphere is round. It has no flat sides, and it can roll. So what do you use a sphere for? A sphere is used in a lot of games. A sphere is the shape of a soccer ball. A sphere is the shape of a basketball. All the red balls that we have on the playground, those are spheres because they roll really well. All righty. I'm going to hold up some shapes and I want you to tell me, is it a sphere? Type yes. Or is it not a sphere? Is this a sphere? Well, this rolls. Isn't this a sphere? Is it a sphere? Type it on the chat box, yes or no. Is this a sphere? I know it rolls. No, it's not a sphere because look, this one has a flat side. It has two flat sides. We'll talk about this on Wednesday, but this is not a sphere. Is this a sphere? No, you guys already know this is a cube. Is this a sphere? Yes, there's the ping pong ball. That is a sphere. How about this one? Is this a sphere? No, this is not round. This can't roll very well. It could sort of roll, but it has a flat side, so it's a little difficult to roll it. That's not a sphere. Is this a sphere? This is from the swimming pool. It's got a tag on it, but if I take the tag off, is this a sphere? Yes or no? Yes, this is a sphere. This is a ball that you can play with in the swimming pool. It's okay if it gets wet. All righty. Now I'm going to hold up cubes and spheres, and I want you to type cube or sphere. If you want to do C for cube and S for sphere, you can do that. So how about this? What is it? Is it a cube or is it a sphere? Type a C for cube or an S for sphere. What kind of shape is this? Is it a cube or a sphere? I don't see any typing. There we go. C's for cube. Yes, this is a cube. How about this one? Is it a cube or a sphere? Whoops, it just jumped out of my hands. Is it a cube or a sphere? C for cube, S for sphere. What's this one? Good, I'm seeing S's. This is a sphere. Nice job. Oh, well, let's see. What do I have in my bag? We've done that one. How about this one? Is it a cube or a sphere? Type in what this is. Cube, C, or sphere, S. Good. This one, good. I see the C's coming up. This one is a cube. Great job, my friends. So today, let's look at our goal. And there's my mistake that I wrote on the board. Today, we identified three-dimensional shapes. And what did we learn about three-dimensional shapes? They are shapes that take up space. They're different from two-dimensional shapes because two-dimensional shapes are flat and three-dimensional shapes take up space. And we identified cubes. Mrs. Kindness had it wrong at first, but we identified cubes. Cubes have 6 flat sides. We see the shape of a square, and cubes don't roll very well, but they stack. And today we identified spheres. Spheres are round. They kind of have the shape of a circle, but they're round. They roll very well, and they don't stack. If you tried to stack up some spheres, here are 2. Could these stack? No. If I take my hand away, it'll fall. So spheres do not stack. So today we learned about spheres and cubes. On Wednesday, I have 2 more 3-dimensional shapes to teach you about. All righty? So while you're around the house today, why don't you look around for some things that are in the shape of a cube or a sphere? I know when I'd like to pour myself a glass of cold water, I usually put ice cubes in the glass. Many pieces of ice are made in the shape of a cube. Not all. I know some of the ice makers do sphere shapes, but the ice at my house is in the shape of a cube. And if you have a soccer ball or a basketball, well, you know that's a sphere. So look around for some cubes and some spheres today. All righty, it was nice to see you. I'll see you next time. I miss you all. I'll be back on Wednesday. Bye, friends.